Good morning, everybody. This is the breakfast show, Money Talk with SmartRobie. I'm your host, Martin Wong. Now, as usual in our show, after the 4 episodes, we are getting very good response from everybody, and thank you for sharing this video in here so you stay informed and have all the news that will help you to gain rewards in any shares that you buy and opportunity. Now, last night we have the Dow Jones closed pretty optimistic, about 157 points, if I'm not mistaken. We will look at those slides later. But having said that, I think the news that occupied today will give you all the opportunity that you needed. Shall we look at the first story for today? All right. Now, our first story for today is no other than our local ringgit. That's right, our local ringgit. It is important that you ensure that your money stays strong. So there's actually good news with it, with a stronger ringgit. But in my personal opinion, after I've seen and observing for the last 10 years, the ringgit tend to follow the stronger yuan. If the yuan gets stronger, we will get stronger, because China is one of our largest trading partner, and in any way, definitely having a weaker US dollar will help in our benefit. But let's look at the news, what it simply says. If you look at the chart on the right hand side, the higher we ever hit in terms of a weaker ringgit was around 4.8. Now there's many talks that we're going to be hitting that soon, but of course with the news that we had based on this, the year-to-date ringgit has depreciated by minus 4.6 versus the US dollar. But what's more important is actually the factors. I think many of you may want to know is the factors that talks about why we have a stronger ringgit or a weaker ringgit. Now that's very important too. So we have the overnight Bank Negara rates, which simply talks about whether it's low interest rate or not, and also the crude oils. Now a lot of analysts are talking about the 40 US dollar per barrel. Now a stronger barrel US dollar crude oil prices will definitely be good because we do export, and not forgetting political risks. Now, in my opinion, going forward, we will have a very good steady US dollar to ringgit, but on any higher, stronger US dollar, then we will see it will probably crop back to 4.3. Now, let's look at the next story that we have is the PPE. That's right, what we call the protection equipment manufacturers in here. Now during the COVID-19, everybody wanted to jump into this industry, the PPE industry, manufacturing face masks, which is a no-brainer. Anybody can come in and also jump into it, and you can see all these company now, including Kelly, which has written this report, SCMG, Top Glove, Notion VTech, may likely to see a bit of the stock price being kicked in. So you can see now, of course, everybody do know the stronger that the likelihood of a vaccine being made, then you see demand will fall, and soon stock prices will fall too. And not forgetting many of the others industry like the rubber glove will eventually be affected too. Now, so we have to ask ourselves, is this a short trading opportunity or long-term investment? And I think the answer is fairly simple. It's a short trading opportunity. Now, in the previous presentation I had about 2 weeks ago, I've talked about the impact of the rubber glove industry with the creation of the vaccine. You will see, as the news of the vaccine coming out, the rubber glove margin will drop, demand will drop, and eventually when WHO, the World Health Organization, made a comment that COVID-19 has been contained. But right now, we all know COVID-19 has not been contained, and it is expanding also in Latin America, and so that's why a lot of these are coming. But let's look into the other news that we have. Now, maybe we'll just look at the SCMG, shall we? So let me just bring up the SCMG chart here, SCGM. Okay, bring out the chart, and you can see SGM. Oh, it's really rising up in here, right? Now it has a red pentagon, as you can see right there, and this was due to the sell-off that we have, but eventually right now it has picked up and is ready to move higher. Notice the opening of the railway track, and our members will know about that. And also you can see the ATR stop loss, which is the horizontal red line. It is moving what we call a staircase of wealth. Now that's telling you something, right? This stocks is ready to move high. One thing is the stock prices and the chart. Another thing is the news. Confused? Don't be. Charts and fundamentals are important. When you see there is what we call a disparity between them, then that's an opportunity. Let's go on to our next story, shall we? Now, our next story we'll be talking about, okay, the net profit. All right, let me just close this again. Okay, the next profit we'll talk about the Muhibah stock. All right, now you will see in your screen it's got cover, but I'll just read it out for you. Now, Muhibah was exposed to the airport construction during the time of the COVID-19. Right, you can see right now the COVID-19 has caused the almost 3 airports. In this news, is talk about 3 airports, and it has slowed down. But this may be just temporary. Cambodia, being what it is famous for its casino and also holiday makers too. But when the Western Europe and also the Eastern Europe being a cheaper holiday, they will come back, and those airports are definitely needed because during the winter months they will escape. Now then again, we have to look at it. This COVID-19, will we see a second wave of the COVID-19, which many health care practitioners are predicting to the second wave when the winter comes. Right now we are in the middle of summer, which is June. July, it's going to be warm, so no one's talking about it yet because everyone in the Western world are basking under the sun in here. But again, I think going forward, you can take note of this. Net profit plummet 85% to 5 million from 33 million. Okay, let's look at the next story, shall we? Now, the next story talks about SKP. Okay, so SKP, we all know they make plastics for Dyson, the supersonic one, you know, the one that you go to the Mid Valley, the Bangsai, you can see you have a nice dressing table in like that. That's the one that they actually use, right? So you can go and comb your hair and things like that. So that, knowing you have a stake on SKP. Now, these news are pretty healthy, as you can see in here. Let me just bring out SKP chart, SKPRES. Okay, hit it there. All right, and we'll hit the stock price. Let's go on to the bigger chart. Now switch to bigger chart in here. You can see SKP again. We did have a pullback, and this news will definitely drive this stock price moving higher. That's right. So SKP, is it time to buy? Now there is a temporary target price of 150, which is almost there already, right? But then again, Robie knows how to adjust it. But there is a trading plan here. You can buy at $1.40. Okay, let's look at where is the stock prices now. Hit the live stock prices. It is 132. It's down. It's actually down 2.2% in here, and I think KLSE is down, but we'll check those later. So in here, you might want to do a pullback trade at $1.20, $1.24, right? And now pullback trades are usually advanced trades reserved for advanced trader in here. But the news that we see here is that revenue, okay, revenue jumped 23%. Right, to 426 million compared to 346 million. So that definitely that good. And in addition, net profit declined to 7 million from 19.5 million. But do take note, what does this mean? This means during the bad times, the COVID-19, revenue jumped, but net profit came down. But now with the recovery, they're able to ramp up. Don't you think net profit will go higher? Something for you to consider on the thought if you like the plastics manufacturer like SKP. Of course, you can always check out the stock prices and also the website. Just go on to stock fundamental like I'm doing in here, and you can see there is a website. Hit that website. Okay, let's do it one more time, and the website comes. So you can sort of look at what they do. You know, they make keyboards, Pioneer CDs. I don't think many people have CDs these days. All right, let's close it back and move on to our next story. So our next story is Liihen. That's right, another export-based furniture maker based off in Johor, near the Batu Pahat area. A lot of manufacturers are over there in there. Now this is really an undervalued stock. You can see it's rated as a 5. How do we know that? We can type Liihen here. Okay, hit that one, and you can hit the stock fundamental. So it's going to come up soon. right? So the Liihen, this report simply states that Liihen has done pretty well, and its net profit actually rises 15% in here. There is a target price calculated by Robie at $3.37, which is right now the previous closing is $2.42. So there is a potential of 39% in here. But what's very important, many people don't talk about companies like this because they're so small, so kuchiret, right? Because the market cap is only 430 million. When it goes above the 600 million, 500 million, then it gets into the fund manager. Right now, I believe this is still, no one is talking about it because there's kind of very low liquidity. The PE is about 5 times. So sometimes we have to be careful whether this is real a value trap or not, all right? And let's look at the net profit, of course, rises from 19.8 million to 17.2 million. All right, so let's look at the chart. We can hit that one in here. Okay, I'll blow up the screen for you and hit that one. Oh, this is nice. You can see this is the thing that we always talk about from the stock price. You can see, right? Stock price, you can see it's base building around $2.40 in here. Lots of support, lots of sign-on strength is something that we teach, right, on the Trade VSA in here. And who knows when this thing ready to build. I think if you want a very stable with a good dividend, now remember, right, if you look on the left-hand side on top of you here, and let me just switch back to here, the dividend, right, you can see pays about a 6% dividend. A good yield, a good dividend payment, and a little bit of upside for those who are looking for a bit of all right, let's look at the next story that we have for you, or the next, all right, and is it export based? Again, this also tied to our first story. We talk about a stronger ringgit. Now, stronger ringgit will work against Liihen. What do you think? Do you think going forward, all this that you see here, will we have a condition where we have a stronger ringgit, or the other way around? Many times we all like to have a stronger ringgit, but actually, as the time goes by, the economy, and yesterday, remember we talked about the debt level, 1.1 trillion. That's right. But luckily, almost 70% of the debts are denominated in the ringgit, so we don't have any exposure to a stronger US dollar or Japanese yen, unless you own Tenaga shares. So let's look at our next story that we have. Right. Our next story is the stock that you wish you have bought. That's right. Now, last night we talked about the US closing. So you can see here, the US closing closed about 153 points. The FKLI closed about the 115 point. The KLCI now is down. Let's look at where is the KLCI now. You can go to back menu, the KLCI market right now. You can see the KLCI right now is down 12 points. We are trading just below 1500. Now do take note, whenever I say the 1500, this is a very critical level in here. If you break below the 1500, then we are looking for the market going to the downside. Now, of course, you can't see on the right hand side because it got cropped by the technical thing in here. Let me just read up to you. The technology stock that had rebounded the most since March, UWC, it's 235%. Emilus, 231%, Great Tech 193%, JHM 160%, Dufu 150, JCY 130, Funken 129, Notion VTech 126, JF Tech 114. Of course, all these are small cap stocks to slightly below mid cap. So when they drop a lot. When they go up, they go a lot too. So that's one of the things that when you have small cap stock, the price volatility really can make you don't sleep so well at night. So do take note of that. Other than that, this concern that we see on the KLCI dropping lower, it's a good thing. It's a good correction. Learn to pick up some good stocks that we talked about earlier. Maybe you can check out the morning talk show that we did yesterday with SmartRobie. They are available on YouTube too. All right, let's go on to now you can see better. Maybe you can take out your camera, you can take a picture. Of course, for the big caps, we have them done pretty well. Top Glove, Supermax, and the smaller cap. And all these are from the CEO brief. Okay, let's move on to our next part I want to talk about is our foundation one-day course. Now, why we talk about this is because when you know how to buy on the pullback stocks, right, then you're able to get in what we talk about, those small cap stocks. So definitely a skill to reskill yourself is important. All right. So when on the pullback, we buy. When the market come down, right now, like we see correction, it's time to reskill yourself. All right. Registration is open. All right. Let's look at the premium alert that we have this morning here. This morning, let me just scroll back up. Okay. I have a couple of stocks in here. I've just picked it up this morning. Maybe let's look at what we have. Now remember, the premium alert comes out every 30 minutes. Now yesterday, right, we pick up LHI and WZSATU. So you can see on the left hand side, unfortunately the screen got cropped off in here. I do apologize for that one. And so we have the LHI and WZSATU. Now before that, we have Naim and Icon. So let's look at the premium alert today. Okay, I'll just switch it up to 7 in here. Maybe with the bigger screen you can see it. So we have premium. We got Pokong, Liihen is still there because of the news. Tiongnan Logistic also news. Cap Jabaran, Mui Property, Cuscapi, and Senso. All right. Now, what are the stocks we will look at? Let's look at LHI. All right, that we picked on Monday yesterday. Okay, let's look at the stock price. This morning I checked, it was up. Oh, it was down minus 1.8 because of the sell. Morning it was up. Okay, and then we have the WZSATU. What do they do? I don't even know. So I need to check the fundamental. Let's look at stock prices first. I'm sure it's down 4% because we have the KLSE down too. Let's look at stock fundamentals of WZ. Venzen. I think I remember this one is. Let's look at Venzen. Venzen is. Let's expand this. Oh, they make look like tissue paper. No, steel, isn't it? Yeah, I think they make steel. They have a okay, you can check it out later on the stock price fundamental in there. All right. So let's look at there's one of the stocks I like for this morning is Cuscapi. Okay, stock price which I will select for this morning is up 4% at 13 cents. Let's look at the live stock prices. Of course, we'll go on to our trading view. Okay. And the trading wheel will be up now. Wow, this one is a really widespread bar. Just now went down to, now it's up 20% already. Now remember earlier when I picked up early around 9:30, it was only 13 cents and it shot up a lot more. So that's what it pays dividend to go in to your premium alert early, 9:30, and don't wait until 10:30, okay? So this one we have to wait for a pullback, okay? But having said that, let's look at the other one that I have is Cap Jabaran. So I'll close this one in here and I'm going to go to Cap, which I pick up. So Cap Jabaran, we look at stock prices. That one is up 2.8%. Let's look at right now. Okay, that's not the timer. Okay, hit. Okay, the Cap Jabaran stock price should come out right now. Okay, this is the hourly chart. Let's switch to a daily chart here. All right, now the market has pitched up in here. It does look up trust, but it looks pretty good. It's a begin now. You do notice if you have the Pentagon Guider, you would see it actually comes out even before the 15th of June. All right, so you can see it from the website, from the trading view, and this is a real-time charts that you see in here. The Trade VSA on SmartRobie are end of day charts. Do take note of that one. So this is a quite a good one. I do believe this one the market will like to move up in here. Okay. So that's is our two stock pick, which I'll update the timeline on the Facebook and also on YouTube in here. We have selected Cuscapi and Cap Jabaran, right? Just for the premium. Of course, there are more you can trade on, which is a bit more fundamental. You can always look at the trending stocks. Okay. Which is only one that we have QVS, right? And we have the Pentagon Guider. All right, Pentagon Guider with, QL. Let's look at QL, which is one of my favorite too. Pentagon Guider and QL, hit that one. And we'll look at the stock price and the chart in here. Nice. Okay, now we have QL, you can see the green pentagon came out on the 21st of June in here. And let's look at the price today on QL. Hit the stock live stock price. It's down minus 0.3. That's a nice move. So if you're looking for QL, again, QL, if you look at the fundamental, it's a bit overpriced. Okay, let's move on to whatever the next story that we have, which is going to be my evening talk. Now, join me tomorrow night at 9:30 to 10:30 and live Facebook at fb.com/MartinTFWong for a special delve into AirAsia. What happened to AirAsia? Is it a good time to buy now? So join me tomorrow night. And not forgetting is our news schedule for all our free talks in the live Facebook every morning, Monday to Friday, 10:15, and also CPO just on Monday. We did one yesterday. And our daily live stock update, which is done by my trainer, Zach Lim, at 9:30, reviewing what has happened for the day and those stocks that you like. And don't forget our free Saturday talk together with the UOB Kehyang update on the rubber glove and also market outlook by Desmond Chong, head of the retail research. And not forgetting me at the last session on Robie, how to get those trade ideas like we talked about today. Okay, now, so for the remaining last slide that I have for you is join our 4,000 growing Telegram follower and don't miss out on the daily update and the trading news, which is important for you. So that's all I have for you in here. Join me tomorrow for the Money Talk Show with SmartRobie. Signing you off. This is Martin Wong in here. Bye-bye.